Well, good afternoon, Brooke. In wake of yesterday's devastating storms, today at least the weather is cooperating with sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, but those temperatures are going to be creeping up over the next couple of days, which is good news for the recovery crews and the cleanup crews. Let's take a look back at what it looked like 3D radar yesterday, late morning into the early afternoon hours. Here is Washington, Illinois. That is the cell itself that caused that EF4 tornado. When you see the reds here on that 3D radar, that is showing a larger storm. Anytime you see those reds, that is the strongest cells. And you can see how strong that line was, extending all the way from Wisconsin back toward Missouri. And right in the middle there was that EF4 tornado. Farther to the south, this is the other EF4 tornado. New Minden, Illinois, there is the cell itself as it passes its way right on through Washington County, Illinois. And unfortunately, with both these storms, we did have a couple of fatalities. So the storm reports thus far, 74 reported tornadoes, but the storm survey teams are still out there, so that number could end up changing, most likely will end up changing. 448 events of at least some type of wind damage and 32 reports of very large hail. So the tornado outbreak, at least from yesterday, I want you to pay attention to this particular line right here. That is that Washington tornado, at least the town of Washington tornadoes. We get a little closer in here. Fortunately, this tornado ended up reaching the ground during the 11 o'clock hour, raced off to the north and east at about 55 miles an hour. Washington was right in the path of that tornado. It lifted up a bit, dropped back down again, and weakened slightly, but it continued to march off toward Chicago. But right before it ended up reaching the suburbs, the storm ended up lifting and weakening just a bit, but still a lot of devastation in its path. So, state of Illinois, rare tornado outbreak in the month of November. Since 1986, there were 194 tornado warnings issued. Look what happened yesterday. 101 of those warnings were issued on Sunday. That's 52% of all the tornado warnings in the month of November in Illinois. 52% happened yesterday. Why did this happen? Well, we had that combination of that cold, dry Canadian air, and that was meeting up with warm, moist air from the south and east. In addition, we have what we call wind shear. So at the surface, the winds were coming out of the south, southwest. Aloft, higher up in the atmosphere, those winds were coming out of the north and northwest. So we have that change of wind direction with height. Cold, dry air, warm, moist air, all this combining, that were the ingredients that brought about that severe weather outbreak across the Midwest, the Ohio, and Tennessee valleys for yesterday. The good news for today and tomorrow, high pressure is taking over. That is why we're seeing the clear skies today, tonight, and sunny skies for tomorrow. We may see the winds pick up a touch, but the winds are going to be coming out of the south and west. It's going to boost those temperatures a little bit. So for your Tuesday, 49 degrees for a high. That is average for this time of year in Peoria. 46 on your Wednesday. Brooke, back to you.